Who's my first friend? Nice. Who's joining me? Sorry I sound like this. I'm still kind of recovering. Who's my first friend, though? All right. Good stuff. Who's with me over here? Who do we got? Sorry I sound like this. I'm still kind of recovering from all my sickness the last couple of weeks. Hey, Daniel. Better. I still sound like this, but this is the best I've sounded in like over a week, which is shocking. But everything else feels way better. Thank you for asking. Okay, can we not eat my straw? Sorry, there's a cat up here eating my straw. Um, so this video is probably gonna be a little bit shorter, just because I don't know that my voice is gonna hold out much longer than like 20 or 30 minutes. So we'll just get started. Hey, thanks so much, Donna. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is the extent of the worst of it. What I'm dealing with still, just from not being able to hold down food and getting sick. I basically like shredded the back of my throat. Like the top layer of enamel off my teeth is gone. Like it was pretty rough getting sick like that. But now it looks like we're on the mend. So it looks like that just ample amounts of vitamin C and rest are going to be what helps me out. Just kind of readjust from this really severe liver infection. Thanks, Maccabees. So basically, guys, just for who's here, and then we'll just go into a little bit of news. What happened was, I remember you guys like 2 weeks ago. I was doing a video and I was having a really hard time staying focused because of how bad I felt. Well, I thought that it was just food poisoning, but apparently it was a virus that I'd been battling for 2 weeks. I just didn't really know because for 2 weeks I had a period of time where I just felt really, really bad. Really fatigued, really heavy. My head was always pounding, and the weird thing is I was having back pain. Now, you guys remember one of our last videos talked about my car accident, how I thought maybe it was just exacerbating that injury. Well, come to find out that Tuesday night of this week, I get to a point where I'm not able to hold down food. I'm not able to sleep. And so I got to go to the emergency room. And the doctor told me that had I waited another day or two, I would have gone septic and died because of how bad the infection was, basically. And so with that, sorry, there's a cat behind me. Usually they're out of the room, but they're a little under the weather, so they're going to stay in here with me today. So basically, what had happened was this infection got to a point where it was really severe. If I would have waited, it would have gone septic. I would have died. It was basically giving me back pain. It was giving me all of these other issues that I thought was related to just my back. Got to the point where I would try to, after work, even if it was slow, I'd try to walk out of my car inside and I'd fall over. It hurt so bad. And so it got to a point where I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I have to go to the emergency room. Well, when that happened, that's when I kind of found out it was a really intense liver infection. I got a lot of antibiotics. I got CT scans and ultrasounds and all kinds of crazy stuff, an EKG to make sure I wasn't going into heart failure. And so that I almost died. So I'm glad I didn't, obviously. As cool as it would have been to see Jesus, I would have left my 4 beautiful girls and my wife behind, which would have been pretty rough. So glad to be back with you guys. Sorry I sound like this. No, they checked for the gallbladder. It wasn't the gallbladder, but it was the liver. So I have this cool thing now where they told me that because my liver was so bad, it might take some time with rest and stuff to kind of get caught up back to being a normal person. And there might be times where I almost feel like I have narcolepsy, where I'm just going to fall over and sleep, and that's normal. It's just my body's way of trying to recover, which is fun. So with that, doing better. The worst of it's gone, which is good. So with that, guys, it's going to be a little bit short today just because, like I said, my voice is not doing great, and I am still kind of in recovery here. There's a couple of interesting things going on, and I want to note I missed, because of my illness, guys, almost a week and a half or 2 weeks almost on the channel. And in that short amount of time, guys, I am even more convinced that Jesus is coming back very soon. Obviously, we had the fires in Hawaii. The interesting thing now is, guys, is that when you're looking, there are people who are tracking wildfires all across the world. Everywhere's going up right now. It's really incredible in the scope of it. It's not incredible because it's happening. Obviously, they're tragic, but the scope of it and the scale of it is truly, it's just nuts. So with that, we have a couple of things going on. My video that I was supposed to do last week, that I had to cancel abruptly, was going to be talking about the fact that Jordan appears to be wanting to give the Temple Mount back to someone else, not to Israel, but to the Saudis. Now, we know that the U.S. has been pushing for normalization between the Saudis and Israel. Of course, they want concessions for Palestinian Authority members, which, good luck. I don't think the Netanyahu will go for that. But they do want to give the Temple Mount back to the Saudis now. The Saudis are much more peaceable with Israel. The Saudis are much more, they're much more, I would think, kind of accepting of the fact that they like a center of worship. So I do think that's an interesting storyline to keep our eyes out on today, and for the foreseeable future until it comes to pass. It's also interesting to note, guys, that California got hit with its first tropical storm ever. It didn't cause quite as much damage as people thought it might. And sorry, guys, my equipment is off today. We got to figure all the equipment out too because it's been a minute. But then there's also stuff like hurricanes and storms and winds and all kinds of crazy natural disasters through the roof, guys. Flooding. Half the world's on fire, half of it's flooding, right? So yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of really crazy stuff going on. Something that I will say there, and I'm going to be really careful how I say this, and I'm probably going to use code words because I'm not trying to get censored or kind of like shadow banned or anything. The global health crisis that happened several years back is looking to make a resurgence in terms of lockdown policy, and our president is going to Congress to seek funding for a new injection that they are alluding they would try to make everyone take this go round. So keep an eye on that. I'm still of the mind that we could be out of here in a couple weeks. We could be out of here today, right? But do keep an eye on that because there are a lot of murmurings among very high-ranking officials, including people like FEMA and Homeland Security. They're saying that they're about to roll these out on a mass scale again. FEMA and the FCC are also planning a nationwide emergency alert test on cell phones. Interesting. It's rare that they do that, but also think about how they're going to be spreading messages after the rapture for mass messaging. So that makes sense too. Sorry for my cat, guys. They've been cooped up because they've been sick, and I got to go get them some medicine today. So yeah. So guys, I mentioned this is going to be a shorter video. Those are kind of the three highlights I wanted to kind of cover today. Hopefully we can do. I'm going to do some pre-recorded videos this week, just trying to talk about the violent judgments, the temple, and the two witnesses. I do want to share the gospel, of course, as we do in every video. And the gospel is simply this, guys, is that we're born sinners. God can't have fellowship with sin. That puts you and I at a disadvantage. So God in his love for us sent his only son, the man Jesus Christ, who is fully God and fully man, to come and live a perfect life, to be that perfect sacrifice for us because the penalty of sin is death. And that by believing in his name and his sacrifice and trusting in him as the sole covering for your sin, you're saved. So you'll be rapture ready. You'll be eternity ready. Because I think it's really important that as the time is starting to get crazier and crazier and these birth pangs are getting closer and closer and closer, that we need to understand that we need to be working double time for the kingdom. Which is why, even though I sound like a smoking tortoise, I still want to be faithful in doing something. That's my personal conviction. I was feeling really under the weather before I came on here still because that was a very traumatic thing that happened in my body, almost dying and everything with that infection. But as the enemy tries to whisper in my ear that it's not worth doing this or that I can take another day off, the Lord is saying, no, even if it's just a small thing, be faithful in what I've given you. So that's my heart. You will be seeing more of me this week, hopefully. Obviously, this hopefully will go away tonight into tomorrow because I wasn't even able to hardly talk yesterday, and I'm able to actually talk, which is really good. So I'm hoping that if I take it easy the rest of the day, after this short video, I go to sleep, drink some hot tea and some honey with some lemon, that when I wake up, I'll actually be able to do a full-length video for you. And there's going to be a lot more Bible teaching this week in terms of going through the judgments. And then we're going to be seeing another live, hopefully on Saturday night. We'll do a Saturday night live for the first time ever, which will be exciting because I actually don't work this Saturday, which is really cool. So with that, guys, I love you all. Go out and share the gospel today. Hi, SG. It's a shorter one. It's a shorter one today. If you guys have time, I recommend you go back and watch it. Guys, I appreciate all of you, though. Like I said, this one was going to be really brief. I just wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys for a moment, kind of let you guys know what happened, what we're doing moving forward, and with that, guys, love you all very much. I have missed you so much, and I look forward to spending a lot more time with you this week, okay? Guys, if you're worried about people getting left behind, put them in the comments, but don't put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. So after the video posts, go back in, watch the video for me, and then put it in the comments, okay? Guys, I love you, and we'll talk soon, okay? Thank you for all your prayers for getting better. Hopefully tomorrow I will be 100% and not 60%, okay? So I love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.